Hey everybody, my name is Michael McClintock and welcome back to the boring stuff that actually works. And today I would like to teach you about triads. At the beginning of most of these videos so far, I've been asking the same annoying question, and that is, do you know your ABCs? And yes, I know you know them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And we're going to end at G because that's all you need. Now, this is also known as a scale. I really don't want to go down the scale rabbit hole just yet, but A, B, C, D, E, F, G is also a scale. But the most important thing today is we want to start getting flexible with not always starting on A. We can start on B, C, etc. But more importantly, what's a triad? Okay, the triad is a group of 3 notes. Just like the word triangle or tricycle, we kind of equate these words with 3, right? Tri, 1, 2, 3. So anyway, there's a formula we use to figure out how to play all of these triads, and the formula for today is never going to change. And it is simply finding the first, the third, and the 5th note, right? The first, third, and 5th note in the scale. So for example, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we can turn those into numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So that means A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, etc. We're not even going to worry about 6 or 7 at all today. I just need to count up to 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on A. A is going to be 1. So if A is 1, that means B is going to be 2. Now, we don't need 2. We're going to skip it. We're not even going to play B. I'm going to think about it, but we're not going to play it, right? So if A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. And we do need 3, right? We need the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. The 1, the 3, and the 5. Okay, so now A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. That means D is 4. We don't need 4, but we do need 5, and E was 5. So A, C, and E is going to be our first triad, and that just happens to be an A minor. Okay, and that's the formula for all these triads, okay? So the most important thing is that we can start getting some flexibility and not always starting on A. Okay, we don't have to begin on A. We can begin on B, for example. About 89% of you who watch this channel are not subscribed. When you subscribe, it helps in 3 ways. It helps tell YouTube that these videos are worth recommending to other guitar players. It helps keep me inspired to make more lessons, and it helps keep you informed about future lessons that are going to come out. It's free for you, and it makes a huge difference. So please hit subscribe. And so if we begin on B, it's going to be B, C, D, E, F, G, A. B needs to become my new 1, or my new root. Forgetting about A. We're starting on B. B is 1. Okay, no big deal. Okay, so if B is 1, that means C is 2, and D is 3, right? We need that. B, D, okay? E is 4, F is 5, and that's what we need. Root, 3rd, 5th, okay? And that's going to be B, D, and F, and there it is, okay? This is diminished. This is a diminished triad, but it's not that important, right? So let's keep going. We're going to go from A to B, now to C, okay? So I'm just kind of recalibrating in my mind over to C, and we're going to begin our alphabet on C, or our scale on C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Cool. C is the new 1. C is our root. So I'm just going to begin counting from C. C, D, E is the 3rd, F, G is the 5th. C, E, G. And this is a major triad. So we've had a minor, a diminished, and a major. Now, let's keep going. We're going to move over to D. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick little recalibration in my mind. I'm going to say, okay, we're beginning on D. All right, so D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D is 1, D is the root, okay? D, E, F we need, G, A. D, F, A. Root, third, fifth. And D is going to be minor in this case. So our next triad is going to be E minor. And notice that the minor triads have the exact same shape. That'll come in handy. But we're just going to recalibrate again, right? So we're starting on E. E, F, G, A, B, C, D. E is the new one. E is our root. E went to F, we don't need it. G is our third. A, B. E, G, B. And there's our E minor triad. Now we're almost done. We have two more. Same thing. We're going to move from E to F. Recalibrate. All right? So now F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Okay. F is 1. G, we don't need. A, that's our third. B, no. C is the fifth. Okay? F, A, C. Right? And this is a major triad. And now, last but not least, our G major triad. But notice that F and G are the exact same shape. So major triads are the same shape, just like C was major, F and G. And minor triads are the same shape, like A minor. Okay, so let's wrap it up. So we're going to do our final recalibration. We're going to start on G. G goes to A, B, C, D, E. Okay, I got it. Cool. G is our new one. G is the root. G goes to A, we don't need, but we're going to go to B, right? B is the third. That means C is the fourth. We don't need it. And D is the fifth. G, B, D. Bam. Okay? That's going to take care of all of the triads inside that scale or that little alphabet, right? And we can keep going because everything else is just going to repeat. So this is A minor again, right? A minor, but up an octave, right? And we can keep going until we run out of space. So there you go. I hope it's nice and clear because there is your formula for how to build a triad. In the description below, you can find a link to my Patreon page where I have this chart and every other chart or tablature for every lesson I've made on YouTube so far. And I also recently wrote a book called Master the Guitar Fretboard and Essential Music Theory in just 10 weeks. So if you're interested in taking on that challenge, you can find a link to that in the description below as well. One of the most important aspects of this entire series is going to be getting to know the notes on the guitar fretboard. Okay, so if you don't know what the names of the notes are, it's not a problem, okay? I have 2 videos and the links are in the description below, and they're going to talk all about the names of the notes up and down the neck, right? And I'm using something called the chromatic scale, and that's the theme of these 2 videos. And they go nice and slow, and they're going to help kind of unlock some concepts or ideas to help you memorize every note up and down each string. What's the point of this, Michael? Well, it's a little hard to explain right now exactly what my point is for this, but triads are the foundation for building any chord, right? 7th chords, 9th chords, 11ths, 13ths, right? So the foundation of all of these chords are the triad. And it's just extremely important information to know. And not only can we use triads to, play chords, we can start to use triads to unlock some ideas for sweeping, like doing sweep arpeggios, and improvising around them. So the better you know your triads, the quicker you're going to unlock the fretboard. And honestly, when I improvise, I'm thinking more about triads and 7th chords than I am about scales. It's just the way I was taught, and I feel like some of my improvisational heroes, specifically Pat Metheny, the more I analyze his guitar solos and guitar playing, I feel like he is really using triads half the time or even more. So I highly recommend just getting comfortable with the concept because it's definitely not going to hurt, and this is definitely something that's going to take your playing from point B to point C. Thanks for watching and working through the boring stuff that actually works. If this is helping you improve, subscribe. When you subscribe, It keeps me motivated to make future lessons. It helps YouTube tell other guitar players about my channel, and it's going to help keep you informed about future lessons. More is coming soon. Hit subscribe.